One TV special report.
Before I talk about the economic state of the city, I want to briefly discuss how the city's taxes can tell you about the success or performance of its local businesses. In my basic understanding of how taxes work, the higher income, the higher the amount of taxes you pay. So the more successful a business gets, the greater its taxes. And let us look at an oversimplified example to illustrate this using a constant tax rate of 10%. If 100 pesos imo gross income, at 10% na tax rate, imong tax payable is 10 pesos. Now let's say imuhang negosyo ing langbo. Ing daghan imong mga customers, ing kusog ang imuhang halin. So ang imuhang income ing saka from 100 pesos to 200 pesos. Gamit ang same pagyapon nga tax rate at 10%, ing saka pod imuhang tax payable to 20 pesos. Note, the same tax rate, but higher tax payable because higher pod ang imuhang income. But having higher taxes does not mean nga nalugi ka. In fact, your net income after taxes will still be higher. In this example, at 100 gross income, imuhang net income after taxes is 90 pesos, while at 200 gross income, imuhang net income after taxes is still 180 pesos, mas dako pagyapon. Again, this is an oversimplified example just to show that even if dili itaas imuhang tax rate, if mudako gyud ang imuhang gross income, mas successful imong business, mas dako gyud ang taxes nga imuhang bayaran. And conversely, sa baliktad, the higher the taxes are paid to the government, the city government, it means the better the performance, the more successful the businesses are in the locality. Kay mas dako man ang taxes nga nabayad na abot sa gobyerno, it's because ang mga income sa mga businesses mas dako, ang economic condition sa iyahang locality nag-improve. Now, let's talk about the city's economic state in this context. And as can be inferred from the business taxes paid, collected by the city in the previous years as well as this year. In the first semester of 2020, this is for context lang, before the COVID-19 pandemic caused a global lockdown, the city registered its highest business tax collections ever at 164,204,414 pesos. This was the businesses of the city as its peak, again before the pandemic, and their income at the highest. Kudos to Kong Ando, who was mayor at that time. Pero after the 2020 pandemic, collections for the same period, first semester of 2021 and 2022, dropped to 122,916,069 and 107,704,615 respectively. This shows that the local businesses were really affected by the pandemic, causing their income to decrease and affecting the income of the city as well. But for the same period this year, we have seen a drastic increase in the collections to 155,238,849 pesos. Meaning, ang businesses in the city are already nearing its peak before the pandemic. 155 million, duol-duol na sa 164 million nga pinakataas nga naabot nato before the pandemic. No, this tells us two things. One, that the city's local economy has already recovered, or at least is recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, with our tax collection already nearing our previous high. And number two, second, and I'm very thankful for this, we have honest business owners who are truthfully declaring their income and paying the right amount of taxes. They are represented here by the Osamis City Chamber of Commerce and the Osamis City Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I think they deserve, yes, a big round of applause. As I give my report today, sirs and ma'ams, I'm confident that you will be assured that the taxes you have paid to the city are being used properly. Another indicator of the city's recovering economic condition is the number of businesses that operate and open. From July to December 2022 of that period, the Business Permit and Licensing Office, or BPLO, issued 431 business permits. 350 of these were new businesses. For the first 6 months of this year, 2023, our BPLO has issued 3,602 business permits, 3,159 ang renewal, 443 ang bag-o nga businesses. So if you can see, since July 2022, there have been 793 new businesses in the city. That is an average of 66 new businesses per month. Wa man siguro rin mag-abri og negosyo kung tan-aw nila dili sila muginansya mulambo diri sa syudad. It is apparent that our investment in the city's peace and order as well as our social services have produced a good economic atmosphere for businesses to thrive. But the city has not been at ease with that. In fact, we have worked extra to improve the city's financial standing and to ensure that non-updated taxpayers are given the opportunity to settle their obligations with the city. As of June 30 of this year, we have already entered into compromise agreements with 74 taxpayers who had unsettled obligations, offering them flexible installment terms, with some payable until the end of 2024 and some until the end of 2025, and some even meriting a waiver of interest. This was also to give both the taxpayer and the city certainty as regards these claims. Through this, the city will be able to collect 33,972,230 pesos, 0.16 centavos in unpaid taxes and fees, with 16,243,000 pesos, 266 pesos having already been paid thus far. Once again, I thank our city's taxpayers for agreeing to enter into this compromise agreements with the city. Let's give him all a big round of applause. Through the settlement of the city's claims and its recovering tax collection, its recovering economic condition, we have been able to fully pay for the city's loan 1 year early. And as of January of this year, the city is officially debt-free. This has allowed the city to save roughly 1 million pesos worth of interest expense, 981,681.96 to be exact. And while this amount may seem small, when we were talking about multi-millions earlier, I always look at it from the perspective that this is almost 1 million pesos worth of additional services to Ozamisnons. Because let's imagine, if you have a hospital bill of 10,000 pesos, 980,000 nga natipid will shoulder the hospital bills of 98 more families. So imo pang masulbad ang problema sa 98 pa kapamilya. Businesses and taxes, however, are not our only measure in determining kung naglambo na ba ang Ozamisnon. Agriculture remains a vital sector and factor in whether the city can thrive and prosper. Hence, in line with the provincial directive to grant full assistance to rice farmers, the city has acted accordingly to make sure that our rice farmers only have to worry about their actual labor and not the expense of farming. Once again, the City Council acted fast and passed the Ascenso Ozamis Rice Farmers Full Assistance Ordinance to authorize the release of funds and procurement of inputs to grant full assistance to our rice farmers. This program was started during the harvest season, and the city has been able to fully pay for the harvesting cost of 448 of our rice farmers, covering 323.6033 hectares of rice land, with a total amount of aid given amounting to 1,866,127 pesos and 84 centavos. While this is a provincial directive, this assistance is locally funded. This season, new cropping season, the LGU is already assisting its rice farmers in their land preparation stage, with aid prepared to be given to 824 farmers, covering 523.2 hectares of rice land, in the total amount of aid of 4,708,823 pesos and 85 centavos. The LGU has already collected and procured the correct seeds and fertilizers, tailor-fitted to the needs of our farmers to help them get the highest yield possible, with the provincial target being 6 tons per hectare. In line with this, we conducted a soil test analysis of all of their rice fields to determine what is the best seeds, what is the best fertilizer that they will have to use to get this kind of yield. Because in Ozamis, when we say full assistance, we mean full, and that includes financial and technical support as well. Labor na lang yun ang problemahon sa farmers. I want to acknowledge and thank the Farmers Association for their support in this program. They have graciously agreed to lease out their equipment at a lesser amount to allow the LGU to minimize on costs. For harvesting, instead of 7,500 per hectare, they agreed to have their equipment rented out just for 6,000 pesos per hectare. For the land preparation, instead of 12,000 pesos per hectare, they agreed to make it just 9,000 pesos per hectare. With the total number of hectares that we will work on, this is savings in the total amount of 2,054,194 pesos and 95 centavos. No? The representatives of our farmers associations are here, and yes, they do deserve a big round of applause. I also want to specially mention our City Agricultural Officer, Sir Carlos Piwan. Sir, just another story that I want to share with you. Si Sir Kaloy had already expressed his intention to retire from government due to health reasons. But when he realized what this program was trying to do, he changed his mind because he realized he could do more to help our farmers. And in his own words, in his 30 years in government, he has never experienced an agricultural program as good as this, and he wanted to be a part of it. And true enough, Sir Kaloy has been at the forefront of this program's implementation, using his degree from the University of the Philippines to have a science-backed approach to rice farming. Sir Kaloy, I hope wala ra ka gamahay sa imong desisyon. Nakita nimo daghan kay kag natabangan. To further protect our agri-sector, our city vet has been diligently deworming carabaos, cattle, and goats for free, clearing 2,566 heads over the past year. They have administered a total of 5,553 rabies shots and inspected 35,256 animals for public consumption. This is also to protect the health of the consuming Ozamisnons. Dr. Sunico, this is your achievement as well. Other than protecting our agricultural sector, no, para makabot pod yun ang pagpuyong malambuon sa Mizamisnon. Again, the provincial government established another program. This time, the Ascenso One Professional Per Family Program, granting a qualified beneficiary 25,000 pesos in educational assistance per semester. No, let's clap our hands to our provincial leaders for this program. No, with this program, with the provincial drive, Osamis City is given 600 slots for its deserving students, and for that we are very thankful to the province. However, with its large population, the city still has deserving students who will not be covered by this allocation. Hence, the city government, again, through the hardworking city council, responded and passed its own ordinance to augment the slots coming from the province and provide another educational assistance, additional educational assistance to another 400 students from Osamis City. This ensures that there will be a total of 1,000 Ozamisnons who will be receiving 25,000 in educational assistance every semester. No. The city and the province, I'm sure, is doing this in recognition of the fact that the key to better livelihood opportunities is good education. We have to start early and develop our young so that when they become adults, they will be fully equipped to meet the demands of the real world, and they will find it easier either to start their own businesses or to seek employment. Our thrust of preparing our youth by supporting their education starts even earlier. We have also acted to equip our grade 11 and grade 12 public school learners with electronic tablets that will allow them access to a wider research base and learning methods. Wala pa ko naman, but sige, pwede ragyapon mo mapakpak, no? These tablets will allow our learners to find information we used to look for in encyclopedias, but at a fraction of the time. These gadgets will belong to our learners for free. on the condition that they will continue with their senior high education and one day pursue a college degree as well. This is their incentive to take their education seriously. And we go even earlier, at an even earlier stage of development, to the toddler level, to address their concerns. We have re-operationalized and expanded the Osami City Complementary Food Production Facility to now produce 4 complementary food products, namely Rice Mongo Sesame Ready-to-Cook Baby Food Blend, Instant Baby Food Blend, Rice Mongo Curls, and Rice Mongo Crunchies. Kaning inyong makita diri sa atubangan karon no. These products, they were designed by the Department of Science and Technology, represented here by Ma'am Ann Simbahon. I think she's here with us today. And they are designed to augment the nutritional requirements of our toddlers, our babies, partly to help them preserve their intellectual capacity, and for them to become able-bodied students physically and mentally. No. But despite these efforts, our drives, our acts towards education, the reality remains that formal education may still not be accessible to all. So we have explored non-traditional forms of learning as well. So that can help also Ozamisnons find livelihood. We reopened the city's vocational school, the Ozamis City Institute of Technology, to provide short courses to those who are willing to learn a skill that can help them earn a living and those who are really deserving of help. Currently, it offers baking and cooking courses, which is only appropriate given the city's growing food and beverage industry. These courses are given for free, and the students will get allowances to cover for their transportation and daily expenses as well. Course graduates do not only finish with culinary training, but will also get a national certificate, which will increase their employability together with their chances of becoming economically productive members of society. And I have to thank our TESDA PD. I think she is here with us also, Ma'am Annabel Avila, for her assistance in this. In keeping with the times, our City Social Welfare and Development Office has also been doing its part to develop the skills of Ozamisnons. The office has offered computer literacy courses to those willing to learn and could use the said skill in gaining employment through the sharing of computer access locally and abroad or Scala program. With most workplaces shifting to a more modern atmosphere, we have found that computer literacy is now a must. So the city has so far taught 38 beneficiaries the basics of using a computer and its programs for free. This is in order for them to keep up with the demands of the modern employer. No. And kay kabalumanta, unsa ka importante ang mga barangays in terms of the city's prosperity. We continued Kong Ando's practice of providing yearly financial assistance, yearly financial aid to each and every barangay in the city. And we have even increased it from 300,000 pesos per barangay to 500,000 pesos per barangay. This is a total subsidy of 25,500,000 pesos every year. This will assist the barangays in implementing the programs that they think are necessary to their different needs, because each barangay has a different concern, and this subsidy assistance will help them address that. And I heard from Gov, when he announced that the province will be giving a 50,000 aid to the barangays in the province, kamo daw mga kapitan sa Ozamis, wala gid intaway nag-follow up sa iyaha. Siguro tungod kay naanad na mo tag 500,000. No. But please, the 50,000 from the province will also come a long way in helping you meet your respective, address your respective concerns. No. Ozamis barangays have indeed been very well provided, initially by Kong Henry when he was congressman, and later on by Kong Ando when he was still a mayor. With their combined efforts, no, gamay na lang yun kaayo ang infrastructural needs sa mga barangay sa city. And kadalasan sa mga request, dili na lang man magpasimento og dalan, pero kung dili magpaabre, magpahimo og bag-ong dalan, no. Kay na simento na halos lahat ni Gov Henry og ni Kong Ando, no. No. But nonetheless, naagyapoy mga gamay nga nabilin nga we are currently addressing to. Namely, sa barangay Gutukan Diot, ang last stretch of road nila nga wala pa masimento karong bulana, if not next month, masugdan na to. The same goes for barangay Cavinti, kato ilahang dalan padulong sa Lasal Farm, masugdan na po to kung dili karong bulana next month, no. As well as the water needs of barangay Diguan and Calabayan, no. Ang culvert and bridge sa barangay Mulikay, no. And ang expansion sa mini gymnasium sa barangay Tabid ug Demaluna, as well as ang bag-o nga gymnasium sa barangay Pantaon. This is on top of the many other projects that Kong Ando has poured to the city, to the barangays, through the 2023 GAA. No. But I talk about infrastructure not mainly for the projects that are coming, because that is a sure thing. No. But I talk about them because I am generally thankful that in the implementation of these infra projects, no, na ay nagpasalamat sa Diguan sila ang water system. Masugdan na lagi to pohon. Nakita naman siguro ninyo nga naanaan ko ano. Oh. Oh. As I was saying, I'm happy that in the implementation of infra projects, most landowners or possessors have been very cooperative. They have not opposed and have allowed their places, their areas to develop. No? But as part of our efforts, nga mahimog malambuon yun ang syudad. No? For those who have resisted development for whatever reasons, no, including some selfish ones, no, the city has not been afraid to avail of its rights and powers under the Constitution and filed the necessary expropriation cases. No. With the ongoing completion of the Laman Village of Hope, there was another property owner who did not want to give way except if mabayaran sila og exorbitant or dako kaayo nga presyo. No. Before gani Gov Henry, when he was yet a governor, in his desire to give housing units to his neighbors, he even offered to use his own personal funds, tapal sa city, no, para lang kaning resisting family, musugot na gyud mohawa silang lote, and the total offer to them already, including Gov Henry's personal funds, was 3 million pesos, no. But the family still refused. Ang ilahang demand more than double. Gusto nila at least 7 million pesos nga dili gyud in taon kaya bayaran sa syudad sa kagamay sa lote nga involved. But the family would not adjust, so the city had no choice but to file an expropriation case. And of course, the city was able to gain possession and start already the construction of the project. But just for context, no, ang offer nato sa city, nakita na ninyo ang amount, no? The offer of the city with Gov. Henry's assistance was 3 million pesos, no? Ang ilahang gipangayo, 7 million pesos. We were able to gain possession of the property by depositing only 158,758 pesos. In court pa na, wala pa na naabot sa resisting family. No. What is the moral of the story? No, when I showed this presentation earlier, nainghirit, but this is not true, but nainghirit, ang moral of the story daw, if you don't negotiate, we will expropriate. No, that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, no, do not try, and please, I say please, do not try to block development, especially for financial reasons. Because if you do, then the state, the city has its remedies, and we will avail of them if necessary. And if that happens, no, really, luoy kaayo. As you can see in this example. Again, kaning 154,000 sa kagamay ani, wala pa gani ni nakuha sa pamilya, naapa ni sa korte while ongoing ang kaso. Pero mintras ongoing ang kaso, magsugod na ta sa trabaho para dili na mapugnan ang pag-develop, ang construction, ang paghuman sa tuang Laman Housing Village of Hope. No. We have also revisited and are about to come up with our revised comprehensive land use plan. One that is being formulated not just through the data and characteristics of our city's land area and ecological profile, not just being developed through the assistance of urban planning experts from the University of the Philippines, but also through the consultations with the different stakeholders and sectors from the city as well. Your inputs in the course of all the seminars, or the course of all the meetings we conducted for this purpose are being considered. Because once this plan will be finalized, it will not only guide the government on the best uses of the city's different zones, but it will also guide all Ozamisnons and the public in general kung unsay maayo gamitan sa ilahang mga yuta para makasigurado na ang paggamit sa inyong yuta insakto gyud and mo gyud ang ikamaayo moy angayan para mulambo gyud ang tanan. No, and I just have to say, this comprehensive land use plan, one reason also why we revised this through a consultative process, inviting all the sectors, inviting all the CSOs, as well as our People's Council, who was, I'm thankful, very well represented there, is because this plan will last for 10 years. Meaning, 10 years. It will definitely outlast me as mayor of the city. That's why it has to be a people's plan. That's why your inputs had to be considered. Because in the next 10 years, this will guide the entire city. This will guide all of us. No? It is hope na sa kanitanan atong gipangbuhat in the past year, ngang Ozamisnon magpuyong malinawon o magmalambuon. Ngang ilahang medium and long-term effect is para mahimong malipayon, not just momentarily, but in a lasting manner, ang mga Ozamisnon. These are medium to long-term projects and programs. But despite that, no, we have not also been remiss in providing immediate happiness to Ozamisnons today. Wala ta nagkulang sa paghatag og mga programa og proyekto nga ang kalipay mapaabot sa Ozamisnon instantaneous. No? Indeed, there are already a few programs that brought joy to the homes of the Ozamisnons and the entire city as well. No? As we promised last year, We brought free Wi-Fi connections to the city, thanks to our partnership with the DICT, headed by OZAMIS's own Secretary Ivan Uy, and headed in the province by Engineer Eugene Rapasola. No. With this partnership, the DICT provided the bandwidth, while the city provided the infrastructure that would receive and spread the Wi-Fi around the city. Currently, it is available in 4 locations, no? In Prospera Park, in Wellness Park, in the public mall, and here also in the city gym. In fact, if you check your phones right now, na may makita Asenso Osamis free Wi-Fi, no? Let me know immediately if it doesn't work, because we'll have the special assistant to the mayor troubleshoot it immediately, no? This is an added attraction to these places in the city that the visitors will flock to, of course. No. And true to our promise that Ozamis Nons will receive a 3-in-1 kind of service, atong gipadayot ang pamaskong handog para makadawat na gyud ang every Ozamis Non family of 3 sets of food packs every Christmas. 1 from the provincial government led by Governor Henry, another gikan kang Ando OAMINAL, and another katulo gikan sa city government together with the city council here. No. 3-in-1 sad ang madawat sa tuang mga centenarians sa ilahang mga birthdays as they receive 100,000 pesos from the national government through the GAA, funded and approved to the efforts of our district representative, Kong Ando. Another 100,000 from the provincial government, led by Gov. Henry. And again, another 1,000 from the city government. Muna ato yung gialagaan atong mga senior citizens karon para moabot sila 100 years old and makadawat sila 300,000 pesos. No. Our loving couples also receive a 3-in-1 kind of treatment when they join our Kasalan ng Bayan, held every fiesta and Christmas time. No. They will not only receive free gifts, pictorials, cakes, and a memorable wedding, they will also receive not 10, not 20, but 30,000 pesos financial assistance they can use in their journeys as couples together. And I am very happy to share some feedback na some of the couples we gave financial assistance to, kanidang 30,000 atong gihatag sa ilaha, gigamit nila pagsugod og ilahang mga ginagmay nga negosyo. No? We had 200 couples last July 2022, 175 couples last December 2022, and another 175 couples we will be marrying next week. No. Gipadayon sad nato og patuman ang atuang free housing program both in Barangay Laman and Barangay Malaubang, with currently an additional 28 housing units already ready for turnover in Barangay Malaubang. No. Ang ato lang gihulat is ma-finalize and ma-approve ang ilahang Homeowners Association Manual na ang atuang mga resettlers mismo ang gasulat ug i-approve sa atuang Resettlement Facility Committee. And we are waiting for the approval of this Homeowners Manual. Magsilbing house rules sa ilang tagsa-tagsa kapinamalay o resettlement area. Because with this program, we do not just want to give them new homes, not just free homes. We want to give them a new way of living, one that will respect the dignity of their living spaces and that of their neighbors. That's why we need this Homeowners Association Manual. I think it will be finalized next week, and by the end of our charter anniversary celebrations, kaya na siguro nato mag-turnover dito sa Barangay Malaubang. And lastly, at least for now, we recently opened our Ascenso Osamis Wellness Park to the public, where Ozamisnons and visitors can go to unwind and relax with their family and friends, and where small business owners are given space to sell their products, and where artists and talented performers are given space to sell their products, as well as where everyone can experience wellness, not just physically, but spiritually as well, because it is situated right outside the Birhen sa Kota, no? It will augment our current tourist attractions in Kota Fort and the aforementioned Kota Shrine, as now historical, cultural, and religious tourists can also experience the new Ozamis, one that has changed for the better, because they can just cross the street and go to Wellness Park to experience this for themselves. And I have to say, this project is really one of the most concrete manifestations sa 3-in-1 nga serbisyo sa Ozamisnons. Okay, kaning project, it was started when Kong Ando was mayor, continued this term, and expedited or napapaspasan with the help of the provincial government led by Gov. Henry, because we wanted to open it to the public by the time of our 75th Charter Anniversary celebrations. And makita ninyo, bibog yung kayo dito karon. Wala na gani inom-inom atong gialaw dito sa park, no? Usagid ni sa clear gifts, klaro nga regalo sa 3-in-1 sa Ozamisnons. But I'm sure it won't be the last. No. Has anyone checked how long that speech has been already? In 1 hour na ba? So, in lapas giday ko og 45 minutes, no? I'm sorry, but I really did try to fit all of that in time. 45 minutes magod akong gingon ni Gov. Henry, by just presenting even the highlights of the past year, no? It was a lot of work, but I think we started this term well enough. But despite this all, daghan pagyapon kay kailangan buhaton. There's still a lot more work to do. So many more concerns and issues to address, and projects and programs to implement. And if I talk about all these issues and our plans to address them, murag maabtan and basin mulapas pa ko sa 174 minutes nga moy length sa sopa ni Gov. Henry last week, no? So I'd rather just show you whatever we will accomplish in the future as we accomplish them. Not right now, but later on. But if you ask me now, what is the state of the city? I can honestly tell you, I can honestly say, with all humility aside, nga nagpadayon ang pag-asenso sa Ozamis, padalong nga ang Ozamisnon, nga misamisnon mampod, magpuyong malinawon, malambuon, o malipayon. We are not yet there, but we have covered a lot, and we will only continue to move forward. Thank you to everyone for joining me today. It is really appreciated. I'm looking forward to what we can accomplish for the rest of the term.
54 minutes nga speech. Basta ba? Para sa padayon na Ascenso Ozamis. There you have it once again, ladies and gentlemen. Padayon Ascenso Ozamis Mayor Attorney Henry Indy Fuentes Wominal Jr.
Padayon Ascenso Ozamis.
Padayon Ascenso Ozamis. requesting everyone to please get settled and get ready for our photo opportunities with Mayor INDY OAMINAL, of course. So, okay, so we'd like to request Mayor INDY together with Governor Henry OAMINAL and Vice Mayor Bebby Neri to please come up on stage for our photo opportunities. And then, of course, they'll be joined by the family of Mayor INDY OAMINAL.
One TV special report.